He used to play for Aberdeen, na na na. He used to play for Aberdeen, na na na. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into the channel, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Another day and another live stream here on the channel, guys. And actually, today we're not... Actually, maybe we'll talk about a bit of transfer news a bit later on. And to be fair, I will be watching the Euros a bit later on. But when duty calls. And we have got a bit of Rangers news, as you can read there in the title. The Gers have been sent a warning by Aberdeen over the Barron transfer. So we'll dig deep into that. But for those of you that missed any videos earlier on today, of course, there has been a bit of an eventful day. Today we found out that Greek side PAOK were in advanced negotiations, reportedly, over the potential signing of Cyril Dessers. It's also being reported out in Greece that personal terms have been agreed and a transfer fee could be agreed in due course with Rangers, which would see Cyril Dessers head out to the Greek Super League. But nothing more with regards to an update on there. I did see, I think, the Daily Record actually provide a transfer link with Ryan Sessegnon. Again, I'm not too sure what to think of that. The Daily Record can be a bit iffy, but if anything develops from that, then I'll bring that to you a bit later on. But that's kind of it. There is kind of a lot of stuff going on and around the football club so far in the early parts of the summer. And I do think it's actually probably going to get busier as the Euros and the Copa America does conclude. Now, let's get to what you're all talking about. Mr. Barron, of course, was signing number 4. And again, a player that we've been talking a lot about here on the channel. And again, a player that I do think could have a decent career here at Glasgow Rangers. Now, prior to him signing, I did state to you that we were going to be getting him basically on a free transfer, but Rangers would probably have to pay a compensation fee, or any club that did get him would have to pay a compensation fee. Now, clubs down across the border in England would have to pay, I think, £250,000. We've seen players been nabbed from us. Billy Gilmore have nicked. Billy Gilmore was taken by Chelsea, and all that Chelsea needed to do was pay us about £250,000. So if Barron, of course, went down south, like there was a few clubs that were interested in down south of the border, then they would have received about £250,000. But because we're in the same league, there's this rule essentially within the SPFL that Rangers or the Aberdeen, or the club that's losing the player, and the club that they're going to domestically have to sort of agree on a fee. Now, Alan Burrow has now came out and verbally warned Rangers that Aberdeen are fully prepared to go to an SPFL tribunal over the transfer of Barron. As stated, he did join us. Now, it is believed already that Rangers have made an offer of £500,000, so £250,000 more than what they would have got if he had gone to Plymouth Argyle, for example. However, apparently this £500,000 is nowhere near the amount that Aberdeen are seeking. Funny one. We'll get to my opinion in a minute, because this is fucking bonkers. The Dons chief executive Burrows spoke to the media this afternoon as he discussed various topics, including Barron's move to Glasgow, and he insists that a tribunal is the route they will take if Rangers don't up their offer. As stated. I'll give you my opinion in a minute. But this is basically what he said. What happens in this situation is both clubs are effectively mandated to try and find a solution before some kind of arbitrary body like the SPFL would step in and set the value. Both clubs have to try and make counter proposals to each other. If they can't agree on a middle point, it then goes to the SPFL. That's the part of the process that's ongoing at the minute. If there isn't an agreement between the two clubs, then we'll be fully prepared to go to a tribunal. It is our job to get the best value for any player, and we will try to do that with Barron. Ideally, in all walks of life, we would like to avoid situations where you have to go to an independent tribunals, but if we have to, we will. We have experience of these tribunals before. Lewis Ferguson arrived from Hamilton Accies via an SPFL tribunal, so we've got good experience in the situation, and if we have to utilise it again, then we will. Now, again, look, I'm not clued up with regards to this, to be perfectly honest, but I'm all in favour for clubs getting a development fee. If a player's come through their academy ranks, then rightfully so, they should be getting compensated. We've been compensated when players go down south. We get £250,000, I think it is. But Rangers have offered £500,000, but Aberdeen are rejecting it. Do they not know that the fact that this is a free transfer and it's not some mad transfer fee that they're sort of negotiating? As if they've got something like they've got the player on a 3-year contract and are negotiating a transfer fee. He's free and available. We've offered double the amount than that Aberdeen would have got if he went down south across the border. £500,000 is enough money, Aberdeen. What they do? They try to do bargain a freaking transfer fee for the player. We're paying £1 million for a free transfer, for God's sakes. What do they want? Nowhere near enough. It was £500,000. It's plenty. It's enough. So I'll be looking forward to see what Alan Burrows says. Like I said, I'm not really clued up with this subject, to be perfectly honest. But I'm not too sure why Aberdeen think they'd get more than £500,000 for Conor Barron, who is a free agent. I get the whole thing with regards to the development fee. But as I keep on saying, if he went down south, they would have only got £250,000. We're offered £500,000, and Alan Burrows is going out there and saying that it's nowhere near enough. I'm sorry, I'm looking at this guy's contract and thinking, what cards are they holding? None of their players are even worth £500,000 anyway. That's the highest transfer fee they'd probably get for one of their players. So I don't know what the heck they're going on about in free transfer, trying to demand X amount. That's not going to be happening, unfortunately, for Aberdeen. It'll be interesting to see this one go to a tribunal as well anyway. I think Rangers should just let it go. If they've offered £500,000, then surely the SPFL will look at it and go, well, that should be enough, or even less than that's enough. I think Rangers have probably done something nicer offering £500,000, because if I was in charge, I'd probably offer them £300,000 and just a little bit extra than what they would have got from down south. Mental. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm in the wrong there, but I've never heard of such ludicrous nonsense in my life with regards to a free transfer. So yeah, we'll have to find out what happens over that, but. That's what Alan Burrows has sent us a warning that we'll apparently be going to a tribunal if we don't go closer to their valuation of Conor Barron, which again just doesn't really make sense in my mind. Maybe I'm just stupid, but maybe you guys can explain to me why it's not enough. I've never ever heard of a free transfer going for, I know there's the development fee that you've paid, but I've never ever heard of a free transfer costing upwards of £500,000 in compensation. I've never heard of it in my life. But yeah, maybe someone can explain to me why Alan Burrows thinks that they're getting more and want to take Rangers to a tribunal over the thing. Either way, whatever, we'll find out. I can't see Rangers paying any more than 500k, but that's the main headlines today. Troops. Come on, Dan, you would pay 750. Oh, Mivioski, to be fair, yeah, I do know Mivioski. I would pay 750 grand for Mivioski. I'll probably pay £1 million for Mivioski, definitely. Maybe 2 million. But, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about Mivioski, to be fair to you. A fact that the SPFL will put in the Aberdeen's way, and we will end up paying him. How can we pay £1 million for a free? This is what I don't get about it. I just don't get it. Fair enough if I knew the rules, but maybe I've never heard of a situation so crazy like this. Again, I get the whole compensation fee. I get it. I completely get it, and I'm in favour for that. I think clubs should be compensated if they come through their academy 1,000%. But I just don't get this thing with over £500,000 and why they think it's not enough. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm going to do a bit of research on this, but I just seem to think that Alan Burrows is not in the right with regards to that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to find out. But I can't see us paying any more than 500,000 quid. Absolutely not for a free transfer. How? It just doesn't compute in my mind. Anyway, I'm going to start ranting and raving towards the screen, guys. I'll let you guys watch the Euros, but that's basically the headline tonight. No more sort of transfer fee. As I said at the start, I heard about Ryan Sessegnon apparently being linked to Rangers. Again, before you jump onto its rag talk at this moment in time, from the Daily Record, we don't know, Daily Rebel, whatever, we don't know, the level of the journalist. I know Scott Burns is a pretty reputable journalist, but sometimes the Daily Record also just cycles and pushes out crap. So wait till some sources there on that Ryan Sessegnon, but again, the rags are saying Ryan Sessegnon is currently linked to Glasgow Rangers. take of that what you will. And Cyril Desses, from more reputable sources out in Greece, is apparently on his way out of the famous Glasgow Rangers. So we'll find out. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on the whole thing with regards to Conor Barron down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's live stream. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. And I'll see you tomorrow morning for another briefing. Take care. Peace.